Coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind, we'll take a look back at all the homecoming festivities, check in on the cheerleaders as they prepare for their upcoming competitions, and tell you where you should be in the college application process.
And in sports, we'll take a look at the girls' golf team as they try to qualify for regionals and have a story on a former MHS golfer who's trying to qualify for the professional tour. Good afternoon, MHS. I'm Alex Piccolo.
And I'm Gwenny Foley. We'll have all those stories and more coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind. Congratulations to Social Studies teacher Chris Sturgeon. The Indiana Association of School Principals recently named Sturgeon the High School Academic Coach of the Year. Sturgeon is the academic decathlon coach here at MHS and has led the team to 3 state championships.
This week is College Go Week across the state, so Olivia also got the inside scoop on where you should be in the college application process.
The college application can be a confusing and time-consuming process, but as the SSC director explains, you should not necessarily worry where you are in the process right now.
Have a sense of urgency, but don't have one that's created by the college. Have it created by what you want to do and where you think you want to go.
MHS hosted a college fair a couple weeks ago to help with the process. Once you have an idea of what colleges you're interested in, you then start the application process. You can fill out each individual application, but a handy tool you can use is the Common App. It's one big application that can be sent out to many different schools at once.
I think the Common App's probably going to get a lot more attention here at the school now with its being linked to Naviance, and students are able to integrate Naviance with the Common App, with their recommendations, with their transcript, all those things.
Scholarships are the next focus. Once college applications have been sent in, there are many local, state, and national scholarships offered for almost everything imaginable.
Mr. Wagner, Senior Success Center, his Google Classroom, he updates that all the time with scholarships. We have a link on our school counseling webpage that he updates as well.
There are also other scholarship links. There are some scholarship search engines, FastWeb, for instance, where you put down a lot of demographic information about yourself and they will actually search for you. They then will send you notification, here's a scholarship that might fit with what you do.
FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. It's something you have to fill out if you're planning on getting a scholarship from the college or university, or if you plan on getting a student loan. Some other scholarships also require the FAFSA, and applications open on October 1st and last until March 15th. Counselors are a great source for all of your questions, and sometimes it's helpful to reach out to the college.
I think that if you're reaching out and making a connection, they might be more inclined to remember you and if you show that you're really interested, that may have an impact on your application.
Carl Wagner is a great source for all things college. He has a Google Classroom with loads of information, he's always willing to schedule a meeting, and he has many nights created for you and your family to come in, learn about colleges, learn about scholarships, and learn about financial aid. For MHS Rewind, I'm Olivia Osler.
If you're looking to get into the workforce right after graduation, you may want to take a look at a career in construction. Anthony Talent takes a look at the class here at MHS that can give you a head start in that direction.
Several MHS students are spending part of their school day in the Indian Creek subdivision, building a house and, more importantly, building some skills to help them in their future.
We usually start off the day by, depends what we're doing. Right now we're laying bricks. We start off the day by making some mortar and then leveling everything out and getting the brick start laid out.
We normally have, 3 to 4 different activities going on, so then the students are divided up into groups of 3 to 4, 2, 3 to 4. So they're working in groups, so they learn how to work with each other and learn teamwork and what it's like to work with somebody else.
Greg Weiss is a longtime general contractor and owns his own construction company, and he's a teacher of the building trades class at MHS. He says the most important skill students gain from the class is knowledge.
And it's anything from A to Z out here, from the foundation to the roof, from the HVAC to electrical, so they're going to be able to get their hands on to pretty much anything that has to go with the building a house.
I'm going to be a carpenter, so this is carpentry work, so really preparing me for the real life.
And Wee says the job market for these students right now is endless.
Every trade is needing these young men to come and work for them. They're begging for workers, and I've got connections to pretty much every one of the trades, so the connections I have can set them up to get them in apprenticeships for unions or just different contractors are needing help, so the opportunities are endless for them.
The building trades class is working on a house here in town and will continue working on it until it's done this springtime. For MHS Rewind, I'm Anthony Talent.
MHS celebrated homecoming last week. Ash Olson takes a look back at all the festivities.
Students at MHS had many ways they could participate in homecoming week. From dressing up for spirit days to playing in powder puff, student council put on a full slate of events.
My favorite thing is seeing everybody participate in the Spirit Week theme days. Like, I love, especially when it's classes, and I get to see like all the freshmen, all the juniors, and just see which class is like participating more.
Spirit Day themes include jersey, tie-dye, Hawaiian, class colors, and red and blue. On Tuesday, MHS girls had the opportunity to participate in powder puff football, a flag football game with each class against each other. Juniors took the victory.
It was a lot of fun. It was really competitive this year, which was exciting.
On Friday, the student council put on a pep session in the gym. The band, cheerleaders, dance team, students, and even teachers got in on the fun.
One of the hardest things I think this year was trying to get everything in for the pep session. We had it on a time, minute to minute.
The homecoming court was introduced during halftime of the football game on Friday night. Lindley Cunningham was crowned homecoming princess, and Grace Allen was crowned homecoming queen.
I was really excited, and all my friends were really happy for me. I was really surprised. I wasn't really expecting to be nominated or be on court.
Homecoming wrapped up with a bonfire here on Friday and the dance on Saturday. For MHS Rewind, I'm Asher Olson.
The marching band was at the homecoming game Friday night. Style Meckling takes a look back at their performance and what they're looking forward to with future shows.
Last Friday at the homecoming game, the MHS marching band performed during halftime. This year's show takes place in the 1950s, and they set the scene with their creative costumes and props. The meaning behind the show is to describe a concept of a looming deadline.
We're telling that story through a kind of a retro newsroom concept.
The crowd at the homecoming performance was a big deal to the band members.
The homecoming performance means a lot to us because that's like the biggest audience that we have from our town, from our people.
It felt amazing. It was a great way to get us out in the community because not only people from the school but also community members came just to see the game that night. So it was really nice to get our show out there.
To them, a performance can be a roller coaster of emotions.
You're about to do something that maybe people have seen before, maybe people haven't seen before, but it's gonna be good.
Afterwards, the euphoria that you feel after finishing that performance is amazing.
Now, they're trying to make their future performances even better with every practice.
There's a larger picture here of progression from year to year, and we most certainly are headed in that right direction.
Each individual person is working on their show, and it's getting really good. Our goal is we want to win. We want to win so bad.
They practice 20 hours every week, so band becomes more than a hobby to the members.
It's been a lifestyle for me. It's not even something I do, it's just my life.
Just because we work so hard, but then we get those nights where the crowd is silent for our performance and it's ooh, they're liking it, and then they cheer so loudly and it's yes, we did something, and it makes us feel really great.
For MHS Rewind, I'm Style Meckling.
The Martinsville High School varsity and JV cheerleaders have been spending time in the gym getting ready for their upcoming competitions.
High energy, hard work, confidence. This is what the Martinsville High School cheerleaders have lived by while preparing for their upcoming game day competitions.
I'm most excited to just see how we perform. We always just want to keep doing better, and we hope that when we perform, it's our best time.
The team has been preparing for this competition for many weeks, and they are excited to see what they can bring to the table this year. In their routine, they have stunts, tumbling, and chants.
This routine is like 3 segments put together into one, so we worked on each segment individually, and then we're just now put them all 3 together.
Throughout the process, the cheerleaders have gotten closer not only as a team, but as friends too. The difficulty of the routine has helped the girls work together to achieve their goals.
We have gotten a lot closer. You can tell like the whole team is coming together as one instead of individuals.
Overall, the cheerleaders are excited to prove that they have the skills to perform well in front of a large crowd. Last year, the team placed 12th, and they are all pushing themselves to work harder and place higher.
We were a little disappointed last year. We thought we did really well. We had several people have told us that we did really well, and our score did not show that. So I think the girls are ready to go out there and show them this year that that we are Martinsville and that we earn a spot.
The cheerleaders will be performing at the Indiana Cheer Championship on November 9th at Newcastle High School and the Mid-State Competition on November 16th at Whiteland High School.
Good luck to you, Gwynnie, and the rest of your cheerleaders at the upcoming competition.
Thanks, Alex. Now for a look at sports, let's send it over to Mason Brown.
Thanks, guys. Coming into the season, the Martinsville girls golf team had advanced to regionals 6 straight years, and after their performance on Monday, you can now make it 7. Annabelle Cleary has the highlights.
On Monday, the girls' golf team took a trip down south to Bloomington to play in their sectional match at Cascades Golf Course. Coach Dave Knuckles' team finished second with a score of 385 and will be heading even further south this weekend to play in regionals.
Super proud of the team. And why? Because again, we lost 9 seniors last year, which meant everybody's new this year. This is a new experience for everybody, and we held it together through our nerves. We knew the expectation was to advance out of sectional, and we pulled together, and we did that today.
One of those new players was freshman Molly Hickson, but she didn't play like one Monday and led Martinsville with a 94.
I'm glad that our team made it here because we've really come like a long way and stuff. I'm pretty proud because I've really grown, gotten better this year since the start of the year.
Hickson's classmate Brianna Payne posted the second lowest score for the Artesians with a 95. The 3 remaining players all shot the same score. Sophomores Millie Foley and Alex Clark and senior Liz Sheets all fired a 98. Sheets went from playing in the number 10 spot last year to the number 1 spot this year.
It's crazy because I have never played sectionals before. This is my first year doing high school sectionals.
The Martinsville High School girls golf team is only going to get better with their hard work, persistence, and determination.
Just to keep pushing them to do their best. For us, we always talk about one shot at a time. You can't worry about everything else going on. If you have a bad hole or a bad shot, you can't let it get to you. And so much of golf is a mental game. And we continue to work on that and work on that and work on that.
The girls play at regionals again on Saturday at Country Oaks Golf Course in Washington. For MHS Rewind, I'm Annabelle Cleary.
Baylor Payne is a former golfer here at MHS. Now, he's pushing to become a professional in the sport he grew up playing at Foxcliff. Zane Spangler has his story.
Baylor Payne started golfing at a young age, riding around the golf cart with his dad, Bobby.
He always had kind of a golf club in his hand, and it was kind of a natural for him. With me playing golf and my friends, and he'd kind of just ride along and hit a few putts and chips and stuff like that. So it was kind of a natural, and so it was fun, because he did kind of all the sports growing up all the way till his freshman year. So it was kind of fun.
Baylor continued to play golf throughout high school. Throughout those 4 years, he made it to the state championship 3 times, 2 with his team and once as an individual. But Baylor says his best high school experience was his senior year run with his overlooked, unranked team that ended up winning their conference tournament.
So we went to the sectional, came in second in the sectional, went to the regional, came in second in the regional, and at state we ended up coming in 14th overall, which was just mind-boggling from where we had come from to where we were then. It was that run was probably the best experience that I had in high school golf.
Also during his senior year, Baylor is part of the school's radio and TV production class, otherwise known as Rewind or RTV2, in which he learned how to produce short films and newscasts.
Yeah, luckily I was grateful for Mr. Meyer to let me into the program, even though I didn't do it my junior or sophomore year. I had a blast in that class, and this is actually kind of a weird experience since I'm usually the one asking the questions. I'm never really in front of the camera a whole lot, so it's a nice change of pace, but Rewind was great. I really enjoyed it my senior year of high school.
After high school, Baylor Payne decided to take his talents to Stetson, a D1 school in Florida.
Making that jump from high school to college golf was crazy. I knew I was a good player going into college, but I also knew that it was going to take a lot of hard work since the courses in college are longer, tougher, greens are faster. I was expecting the transition to go a little bit more smoothly, but I'm glad it was rough at the beginning because that kind of set up my work ethic from my freshman year of college until now.
Baylor talks fondly of his 4 years of college and the experiences he was able to have, traveling all over the country and playing some amazing golf courses. However, his favorite moment was when he won individually in Texas.
And that was the first time I had ever played golf in Texas, so I guess you can say I'm undefeated in that state, so I don't know if I want to go back.
Baylor's work ethic and mentality can also be traced back to his college golf coach.
Coach Watson at Stetson was absolutely the biggest help that I've ever had in golf. He taught me a lot of what it would take, and he's taught me a lot of the skills that I have today. So I know that with the mentality that he instilled in me and the skills that he gave to me, I know that I have a very decent chance at getting there. And if I do, then great. And if I don't, well, I gave it one heck of a shot.
He usually practices every single day of the week. However, Baylor still finds time to help out and talk with some of the current high school players.
I met Baylor down at the range. I was hitting a few practice shots, and he came up and introduced a new swing to me, and it kind of took off from there. Baylor, he's helped me out tremendously, on and off the course, life in general, and then also when it comes down to golf. So he's helped me out quite a bit.
Now, Baylor is fully focused on becoming a professional golfer.
I originally wanted to play college golf to go and get an education, and I'm very happy that I did. I was able to get a finance major from Stetson University, and that is just an achievement in itself. I didn't think when I went to college that I would be trying to play professional golf, but after college I knew that that was the path I wanted to take. Yes, finance does offer great paths to success in life, but for right now, I'm just focused on professional golf.
His first of many qualifiers for the Korn Ferry Tour, which is a single level below the PGA Tour, starts October 1st.
I'll be traveling to Lakeland, Florida to try and qualify. It's a 4-day process, so I play 4 days of golf and I have to finish in the top percentile, and then I move on to another qualifying round.
If he finishes in the top 25 there, he is then considered a tour professional golfer. If not, Baylor plans on continuing to practice and attempting to get on the PGA Tour Canada, otherwise known as the Mackenzie Tour.
For MHS Rewind with Zane Spangler, I'm Baylor Payne.
The volleyball team had a game last Tuesday against the Franklin Grizzly Cubs, but this game also had a special meaning to it. Matt Thomas has the story.
This night is called Bridget Night. Martinsville senior Bridget Balsarac has beaten Hodgkin's lymphoma twice, but still undergoes chemotherapy while playing the sport she loves.
It's really special to me. I love how everyone comes out and they're all supporting me for one cause. And not only me, but like all the other kids with cancer or Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's really special.
She's taught us all to never give up on anything and just to be happy no matter what the situation is. She really just brings life to the team and is always happy no matter what, and that helps us overcome things.
My family, they kind of help me through it a lot. They give me a positive insight on everything. And my friends, I have good friends who stick there next to me.
Coaches didn't get a chance to get Bridget in the game. She's still not back at 100%, but she still cheered on her team from the sidelines.
They're really cool about everything. They know like I don't make excuses just to make an excuse. Like if I have to go and sit down, they'll let me, and they know better more than almost anyone. Like my worst points and my best points. But
The girls fell to their mid-state rivals in 3 games on Tuesday. Overall, they are 10-9 on the season and sit at 3rd in the Mid-State Conference.
We've improved a lot from last year, and I'm kind of excited to see how the end of the season goes. We're kind of like getting better every single day. We should be pretty good by the time sectionals comes around.
The team takes on Perry Meridian next Tuesday to battle for that conference title. For MHS Rewind, I'm Matt Thomas.
I spent an hour and a half looking for the cross-country meet last week in Decatur, and I never found them, but I did get out to the practice this week to talk to them about how they did. Martinsville and many other schools were at Decatur Central this past weekend competing and racing on Decatur's rough cross-country course.
Decatur's not an easy course. It's definitely a little rough, and there's a lot of hills and turns and stuff that slow times down, but competition's gotta be the same, so just gotta keep racing.
Carson Heath led the way for Martinsville High School with a time of 16 minutes and 26 seconds and a second-place finish.
As a team, we didn't do great, and we have a lot to improve on, but individually I ran pretty well. I got second place, so happy about that, and hopefully I can continue to improve and place better at meets.
Sophomore David Eggleton came in second place for the Artesians with a time of 18 minutes and 53 seconds.
It wasn't my best race. I still got under 19, but a lot of things I could have done better during the race. Could have drank more water before it and stuff like that, just little things.
Alina Orzella led the Martinsville girls with a 22nd place finish. Katie Reeves was only 40 seconds behind her and finished in 32nd place.
I think we did really well. Our varsity team got about 22.5 minutes for an average, which is really good. And we're gonna improve during conference.
Yeah, I feel like I did pretty well. I was actually really close to my cousin. She runs for Whiteland, and that was probably the closest I've ever gotten to her. I was 5 seconds behind her. So 21 seconds off your PR isn't too bad, so I was pretty happy with how I did.
The boys and girls will be back at Decatur Central Course Saturday to compete in the Mid-State Conference meet. The football team battled Franklin Friday night at Ciderwoods Field. Senior Xavier Chinitis had a huge game for the Artesians. The quarterback threw for 479 yards and 4 touchdowns. Senior Andy Myers caught 14 passes, and Matt Thomas caught another 13. But it wasn't enough as the Artesians fell to the Grizzly Cubs. The football team travels to Wyland tonight, but if you can't make it to the game, MHS Rewind has you covered. Hannah Johnson has the story.
3, 2, 1, we're going live. The MHS Rewind classes are now bringing Martinsville High School sporting events live to everyone's screens with live streaming on YouTube.
If you're not able to make it to the game for whatever reason, you can always watch it. You can always have an opinion. You can always support the team, and it's just a great thing.
Rewind has been taping football and other sports since 1999, only now it's live instead of pre-recorded for the school corporation's TV station WREP. People from all around the world can tune in and have a live chat while they watch the game.
I just hope we have the most amount of people as possible watching, and I hope Martinsville gets a really good name for it. It's really impressive that we can do this, and we've been doing it for years. It's just people are just now finding out about it, really.
Every Friday, Rewind students are on the field or on top of the press box running cameras and capturing what you see on your screen. They also have the opportunity to tech direct and commentate the games.
I think overall it makes me like football more because I'm on the field. I get to see their expressions. I get to see everything. So it makes it really fun.
We're trying to make it as professional as we can. We obviously aren't ESPN. We're trying to make it as good as we can. That's our goal, and we hope that the kids strive to get to that point.
If you want to go back and watch a game you missed, you can look up MHS Rewind on YouTube and find the one you want.
It's pretty cool, I think, that you've got kids covering kids. So get out, support the team. Go to the game, support the team. If you can't get there, watch the live stream, support us.
For MHS Rewind, I'm Hannah Johnson.
The girls' soccer team is on a win streak. Gavin Bowling has some highlights.
The girls' soccer team captured a win this Monday against Perry Meridian, 2-1. And Elizabeth Grant says that their defense is what won the game.
Our defense was pretty strong. We let them have 1 goal on us, but I thought marking their main player, we were pretty strong on that.
Some of the girls feel like it was one of the best games they had all year.
We played pretty well as a team today. A few of us had a bad game and some of us had a good game, but overall it was a better game for us.
The win over Perry Meridian was their second in a row. They beat Whiteland on Wednesday 3-0 to make it 3 straight.
it'll boost our confidence and like make us play better.
We've had more team effort put together, so we're playing as more of a team and not separating ourselves from one another.
The girls look to make it 4 straight in a row as they host the Warriors from Danville High School. For MHS Rewind, I'm Gavin Bowling.
The boys soccer team hosted Bloomington South for a match Saturday morning. Alex Piccolo was there for the highlights.
Martinsville kept the game close with Bloomington South on Saturday in the first half, but the Panthers pulled away in the second half for the win.
We need to prevent crosses, and we just can't let someone run right down the middle during, like our midfield has to mark up, and we can't let them just run right down the middle of the field.
The team is still adjusting and rebuilding with their new head coach, Tulani Insube.
You know, it's been a little rough with the transition, obviously, you know, with the new coach. I love the guy. It's just a little hard to transition at first, you know, especially since, you know, most of us are from, you know, working with Urban. But he's a great coach. We need to learn how he works and how we all need to work together better. That's all.
The Artesians currently sit at 2-9-1 and are working to turn things around in the final week of the season to get ready for sectional.
Our hype, I guess. We need to try to get more intense, and we need to talk more. We need to just work better as a team, like teammates. Because most of the time we're just going out there and we're just being selfish. But for the most part, we try to work together as much as we can. But sometimes we just get a little discouraged, I guess.
Just ball movement, passes, shots, marking men. Just there's little things here and there that you can just touch up on.
The boys have 2 games left in the regular season, Monday at Monrovia and Thursday at home versus Brown County. For MHS Rewind, I'm Alex Piccolo.
And finally, MHS announced the hiring of 3 new head coaches this week. Bobby Payne will return as the boys' head coach in golf, Dave Dorsett will be the new softball coach, and John Kirtland will be the new head coach for both the boys and girls swim teams. Kirtland is a former IU swimmer and was previously head coach at Southport and Decatur Central. That's it for Look at Sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mason. That wraps it up for this edition of MHS Rewind. For Mason Brown, Alex Piccolo, and the rest of the RTV2 class, I'm Gwenny Foley.
Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.